So personally, I can't play the oppression Olympics because if I lose, I'll die. But what I had to do strategically was basically play the I am the bare minimum card. Because I saw my mom play it and that's the other thing that's kind of scandalous. Like my mom is a little bit she's not a little bit. She's extremely manipulative and very selfish in a way that a white Becky's can never understand her selfishness. It's a kind of selfishness that comes from if you move ahead, I will be harmed. Simply because the experience for other black women has been insufferable for so long that them watching her live almost made them jealous to the point of they want her dead. It's kind of like how you see like white girls kind of the way that white girls came for Lindsay Lohan, but Lindsay Lohan had access and privilege and therapy and whiteness. Y'all just don't even know the like sufferable, insufferable stories of black women. All of them, the black women who's lived that died, and nobody cared. I can't describe the lack of empathy that black women who believe in self-preservation have for white women. It's not even, you can't even tell the story and humanize it if you're honest. So this is why you see like, what is her name? Fab Socialism getting online and talking about I'm the soup. If Sweetie is black, I am super black. And why the other black girls are now calling me, I'm not black anymore. Now, this is why I've had to exploit Thandie Newton's story. I am not Thandie Newton. Um, Also, I am not Sweetie. I'm not actually not biracial, and I'm also not Creole. Um, but also, I am leaps and bounds away from what is the Latina bitch, like the one that everyone, whatever, whoever she is, I am leaps and bounds away from her. The bartender chick with the like we are no okay, the shit that I have lived, she would have died, and there are many women who did. Like some things, okay, a good way to kind of compare and contrast the differences here. And I shared this with Sam, and I thought he understood. I thought he understood to the point of empathy, where he would like speak about it, but he didn't, which I think is surprising. And I'm definitely going to exploit that. I'm sorry, but if it's you or me, it's you every time. So he basically, the story here is about, it is about purity politics, but more so it's about sacrifice and opportunity and the sheer human ability to live or not. In the case of like that Latina girl, it's more about like social integration. Nobody gives a shit about social integration. This is why like I started to have the conversation about like equity and equality and Jeff Dune and the state schools. And then I realized that is the conversation that Latin Americans have to have in Central America. I can't have that conversation simply because I am. I think some of you believe that I'm the Brett Cooper of the black community, when in fact I might be more like the Paris Hilton of the black community. But I felt like Paris Hilton didn't thrive. I feel like they came for her in blood. So I just pretended to be like Kelly Stamps, which I think is an extremely moderate and respectable experience. Like I like and appreciate the Kelly Stamps experience. Um, the reason that I can't humanize the actual Olivia experience is because it's inhumane. The privilege and access that Camille and I have, no other black woman alive has had. And that's the thing that we both saw that was like, it was frightening anyway. Like we both, like the conversations that we've had were more about like, damn, everybody else died. And then we both were like, yeah. And it was like, damn, really? Like everybody? And they were like, yeah. We were like, yeah. And that's why the Black academics completely separated themselves from us, because we were like the lone survivors who were strategizing and trying to figure out how to move forward. Like it was just me and her. That was it. There wasn't no other story, or like everybody else legitimately died. Like it was just like, wow, like there is no other story to be told. That's not a sin. That's tragedy. That is tragic. And ethically, we both decided we couldn't tell that story. Like the TikTokers don't understand. Like, okay, the death TikTokers, the shit that keeps getting banned is about to get more brutal. Like, whoever's making the content right now on TikTok, that is the like, I saw what happened with Takeoff and I cared or I didn't care. Um, the thing that Mariah and Snoop Dogg understand right now, and they've been trying to exploit it to get me to empathize, but I'm not playing that game. Mariah and there's a couple of these, like, I'm gonna call them, well,